Today we are reviewing the iPhone SE, second generation, released in 2020. I had come across this phone on Walmart.com for $94. So we are really going to put it to the test today to see if it's still worth having in 2026. Let's get into it. This phone was released in 2020, and as you can see, I got it in the red variant instead of the black or white baseline models. It comes with 64 gigabytes of storage and 3 gigabytes of RAM. As I had said, I have gotten this iPhone SE 2020 second generation off of Walmart.com for $94. And my first impressions on it are iffy. They're like in the middle. Automatically, I can definitely tell you it is so outdated. It has the A13 Bionic chip, a 12 megapixel rear camera, I believe a 5 megapixel front facing camera. It has a 4.7 Retina display, which is LCD, and you have your home button. It is, when I hold it like this, it's relatively small. It does hurt when I do type on this, and I can definitely tell you with just the form factor and the design, it is outdated. Like the aluminum borders or edges or frame is like so 2020 and not current with our technology nowadays. These bezels are thick, gigantic, and not to mention you have the lightning port. Now, the battery on this is where it starts getting bad. It has a 1,821 milliamp capacity, which, if you ask me, it's not good with battery life at all. It takes 4 charges a day just to stay charged to 100%. It takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to 80%, and then takes another hour and a half to get to 100. It is 4G, and 4G is so outdated with the technology nowadays. We are on 5G, about to go to 6G. This right here should be extinct. Like, you can't even find these anymore. It does, one thing that I can say, it does have a SIM card slot, but no expandable storage. And it has the mute switch, which I can say I do miss on newer phones, but it's old and outdated. Now, it has your normal home button, which is pretty normal nowadays. I feel like people, that are just starting off with a phone should have an iPhone SE 2020 second generation or a third generation. Like, to be honest, I can see my nephew using this as his first phone. Would I give it to him? No. Personally, me, no. Second of all, this would be a good starter phone for, like, if you were like 9-10 years old. But really, come on. Using a phone like this in 2026 has its benefits and has its downfalls. The cons, I can say, are the 12 megapixel rear camera, the front-facing 5 megapixel camera, the battery life, which is horrendous, the thick bezels of the screen, do not match up with nowadays technology. And you have to swipe down, or you have to swipe up at the bottom of the screen to literally get the control center. And it still has the old layout. Now, if you ask me, I'm a killer for these phones. Reason why I'm a killer for these phones is because it's nostalgic. But personally, would I be switching from my Motorola G Stylus 2025 to a phone that is 6 years old? No, I will not. And here's why. The bezels of the screen and how small the screen is. The 12 megapixel rear facing camera and the sides. The aluminum frame. Will I keep this as a backup? Surely I will. But sadly, this phone does not cut it. Now, is this phone still worth it in 2026? My opinion, it all depends on who you are and what your basic needs are. If you want a phone, say if you're like going into your teenage years, you want a phone that's simple, small, and fits well in your hand, I'd say go for it. I would say even get the 3rd generation over the 2nd generation, since this will be capped out at iOS 27, which is coming out in the next few months with the iPhone 18 release, which I'm going to give a little exciting news at the end of this video. Now, the reason why I say it's not worth it in 2026 is cellular data. It's 4G. It's not fast whatsoever. Even when I'm out at the gym working out, it's not really worth it. I have trouble connecting to their internet. I have trouble using cellular data. I had to download my music before I left my house to even listen to music. And then even if I wanted to listen to music, I had to use my hotspot. Second of all, the screen. Personally, I wear glasses, so it's fine. But the screen is really small. Walking with the phone in my hand, when someone texts me, it's really hard to see the screen in the direct sunlight. Third of all, how the camera quality is. I don't think it's necessarily well. Like, don't get me wrong, this thing can film in 4K resolution and HD resolution. It has a frame rate of 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, and 60 frames per second. Don't get me wrong, that was good back then. Now, with the new iPhone 16 and 17, I don't think it's worth it. Now, here's the question that stands out. You guys are probably asking me, would I upgrade to a different phone, or would I downgrade to this one? I would downgrade to it if the bezels weren't so big. It was actually a little bit bigger in my hands. Like, don't get me wrong, I like small phones, but when I go to take a picture, it falls out of my hand. Even with the case that I had bought for this thing, it still falls out of my hand. Now, the battery life. I have to have it on low power mode all day for it to last all day. If not, the battery would at least last me 4 hours before it goes completely dead. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below and tell me, would you use an iPhone SE second generation in 2026 or not? Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this video or this channel if you enjoy this content. As always, stay safe, stay curious, and have a great one.